Russia hoax that went on for 10 years. And every time they get in trouble, meaning the deep state and others, they throw another hoax out. And all we're doing at DOJ and all we're doing across the government is saying, get the truth out. And then, by the way, let's hold people accountable. And that's exactly what's going on. So when Bill Pulte sends a criminal referral over to us, and he says Letitia James and Adam Schiff, and by the way, both their lawyers.
So you can watch the show. Good show. It's True Life. Got a good show going. Just like all the other social media, what they do, see, there's no feedback to my messages that I do on social media. What it does is the host has the user blocked, not blocked, but hidden. And they view their comments through YouTube Studio, and that just when they hide them, the other commenters can't see. They can't see the messages that the person that they hide. So how I know is because I make comments that are guaranteed responses, but there's no response from any of the other users. So what they're doing, the hosts, they watch their live on regular YouTube, and at the same time they go to YouTube Studio. I don't have it on this phone. You go to studioyoutube.com and you view all the comments that the host hides from all the other viewers. See, and then they take the feedback that you give to them that can be profitable to them. But the only reason why I'm giving my feedback is for the flag, specifically United States flag. We don't want to be flying any other flags in this country. But obviously the real colluding was with HRC and Ukraine and Zelensky. And Zelensky's not coming to the U.S. like they claim because he owns properties in Florida. He's already probably here in the United States, probably operating from here.
From Bill Pulte about a mortgage fraud, about Adam Schiff. That's publicly discussed. His own lawyers have been out there. Now there's more on Adam Schiff.
So the Ukraine was probably a territory for HRC and her cohorts if they ever had to defect the United States.
American citizens, Catholics who went to mass, parents who went to school boards,
and
people who were involved in the Russia. You know, I hear from Carter.
So Russia went in there and they lost all their assets and properties where they were going to defect to. So I'd recommend freezing their bank accounts, their offshore bank accounts. That goes with their offshore assets.
I'm a prosecutor, and when I do these cases, I was in New York I was in Newark, actually, New Jersey, for some meetings, and I went over to New York for another meeting.
The question is does Letitia James have a marriage certificate that since was destroyed with her father?
said some woman came storming up and shooting video and talking to me, but I wanted to see the property, and there's a number of other aspects.
That would be for insurance purposes. If you go to to get your mortgage as a joint plan with your spouse, you have to show a marriage certificate to the mortgage, and whoever give you the bank, you give you your loans, and
that is in our system. That is the system.
but
Jack Smith. Jack Smith liked to talk about how he did.
You have to have proof for the notary,
as a prosecutor. She liked to come
so there had to have been a marriage certificate with her father.
You can infer what you need to.
Let's talk about January 6th. And again, too, that everything that I'm showing you right now, the stuff that they're dropping, you have the right people.
Little V's are back.
All these people, and I just want to show you a little bit, guys, of what is coming up next. Because again, all the dang Democrats, what they've done, this is a list, guys, of all the states where illegals can get licenses. You're talking about widespread breaking the law. This all is gonna be coming to an end where people.
I'm gonna do a quick explanation on the progress on the 4 cell phones. This is the 4 cell phones, and that's the cell phone settlement. These. Oops. This one, that one, that one. This is a LED. This is a LED settlement. Electrocuted it. Again. This is the reader for discs, hard drive discs. This is the one hard drive disk PCB. So I scraped all the components off after electrocuting it. So underneath the pads of the connectors, they're mounted on a gold pad. See? And when you scrape off the IC chips and components, it exposes the pad. It's either that or it picks up the gold pad onto the micro components or the IC chips. So this is all the IC chips from the 4 cell phones, and this is all the micro components. It's just a little bit, but it all adds up. It turned out from all that, from previous doing IC chips, turned out to be a couple full Mountain Dew bottles of IC chips that I had to deal with. Right here is 30 ounces more that I collected in the past 5 years. The other IC chips that I processed were collected prior to 5 years ago. And this is that new collection of MLCCs. Just from cleaning things up. And all this has been collected in the past 5 years, where this is the 110 ounces of pins and connectors that I collected prior to 5 years ago. So this is all I've gotten in 5 years, and this is prior to 5 years ago. It was 110 ounces. When I stripped it all down, took half the weight off of it, and everything that was visible gold, and it's been melted in the induction furnace. The sediment that I collected off of it, like this sediment, this is going into the induction furnace. Just like half the weight of this went into the induction furnace.
Official Senate confirmation as U.S. Attorney here in D.C. There's so much to talk about. We saw earlier this week that the president announced that he is federalizing the police force here in Washington, D.C. We've already seen a lot of movement on that front over the course of this past week. So talk about why this was necessary and why this was so important to this president in particular.
He wants to make D.C. safe and beautiful. And part of my appointment here by the president was to follow through on that initiative. Now, the federalization of the Metropolitan PD is something that I think is a great thing. And the agenda is very clear. We want to make D.C. safe again. And make no mistake, this is a city where there is a lot of crime. Whether you want to say it's up or down, I don't care. There's too much crime. This is not something where, anyone...
These are the desks.
...violated, rights are being protected. Because the first order of
A couple more big ones down in there. The hard drives, PCBs that went with the discs. That's what these are. So I scraped the one. This is the one test for these. So I scraped them all off. So I'm going to run this one again, electrocute it. And after uncovering the IC chip, see this one, it took it off of it. There. So there's silver underneath there. And gold is plated on it. That's the bottom pad for the IC chips. And all the pads are gold. But the whole copper board is, it's copper. See you see how it turns red under there after it takes that layer off? That's just what all that is. So it's just oxidizing the iron and copper. There's a little bit of color left on some of it, but all the little nuts and bolts, those are cell phone bolts right there, are nuts. See? And the nuts and bolts go into here from the cell phones if they don't get depleted first, because some of them get depleted, but when they get depleted, when they're electrocuted in the hydrogen peroxide, then I can take the phone apart by hand without even using a screwdriver. Just maybe a little help with a flat screwdriver, but I'm going to start this one back up again as a next show. But that's all that's left of them right here. I scraped them all. There's nothing in there. It's just a PCB. Just nothing on the PCB. It's all scraped clean. That was a Samsung. This is a TCL. That's all that's left of it. This is the camera chip. It's going into the IC chips. They just have to scrape it off. Getting incinerated.
I want to show you guys what
It's
the
a connector.
Democrats have up their sleeve, what they're trying to do. Jerry Combs, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Show Jerry some love in the chat. What is right now? The Democrats are trying to make DC a state.
This is the LG.
This is all happening behind the scenes.
That's all that's left of it.
We're bringing you all the breaking news of the redistricting, trying to make DC a state. And guys, if you
So I'll just put a wire through the hole, or take a screwdriver. Just take a screwdriver and punch a hole right through that. That's right about the size of a copper wire, and that way it'll connect to the inner plate, and it'll electrocute it.
What is it that Democrats actually want? What is the only thing Democrats want? The only thing is they want to deal with this teeter-totter. They want
This is the
House, more control.
Verizon.
That's the only thing they're about.
What's left of it.
If you make Washington, D.C. a state, you add 2 Senate seats, so it would become the 51st state, and those 2 Senate seats would undoubtedly become the most Democratic state in the country. And if Democrats had 2 extra
So this is
seats,
the
which is the only thing they care about,
Verizon.
they care about the people who live there, they just want the 2 extra seats. Look at all of these Congresses just in the past 25 years where 2 extra seats to Democrats would have tipped control of the United States Senate either from a parity or over to Democrats. The 107th.
This is the first run on the Verizon. These two. All that came off on the first run, and this was the second run, electrocuting it. So I'm going to put that in there. You see there's still some of that in there. We'll just add water to it and gravity separate it. But the more of this is in there, then the easier that can get separated through gravity separation. This is going to probably go in there. I'm going to add them together. This is going to be added together. This is a Sprint. This is a rewriter. This is a Sprint second run. First run, second run.
His voice himself, guys. When we hear this stuff of what is going on, Trump is going to do whatever it takes to put America first.
Kind of a little darker, but it's all going to go in the same anyway. It's a second run for TCO. It's first run. It's a LG. Second run. It's the first run. TCL, Samsung, Verizon, LG. So I can just add this for the rest of my IC chips, but I've already dissolved these in AP. Same with the components. So I have to start a fresh stock pot prior to incineration with the AP. So I gotta start a new one. So I'll just keep this aside for a while, along with a new component, stock pot. So reverse plate these. So this is the other ones I did. This is a hard drive disk settlement.
Any of the specifics come up as to why he said that?
And what I love is I just want to show you some of the breaking news that's actually happening over that Putin has agreed. He agreed, guys, this was just moments ago, agreed with President Trump to allow the U.S. and European allies
This
to
is the first.
create a security.
I only think I did it right at one overnight run, and they were just almost, some of them weren't taken care of. But what happens is they become transparent
That's what Ukraine cares about, is that they're going to be protected.
after I electrocute
Not
them.
only that also U.S. President Trump backs the deal to give Russia full control of Donbass in exchange for complete peace with Russia. This is huge, guys. This just shows you
So
two big things have just been.
the small ones are glass.
This could be the sign, guys, that things are ending. Jerry Combs, thank you so much, brother.
So you got to put that one back in.
You're the best for the true Joel. Thank you so
Maybe a
much.
couple other ones.
Love in the chat. As well as Lily Ignacio.
This is what a big one looks like
For the super chat, said, "Just
after it's electrocuted. It's made of a different under. It's made something other than this. It's glass. Something. Not sure what this is, but it's a metal. Maybe it's borax. I don't know. These are next. I took apart about 20 of them. Someone contributed it. So these may be glass, and the only way to find out is to try to break them. But you don't want to break them unless you got them in something, because they'll shatter, and it's nasty. This is what happens when you shatter them. They cause splinters.
I did actually, after speeches. He made a very good speech, and I also finished it up. And afterwards, we spoke. Right after that, we spoke very sincerely. I think he wants to see it done. Yeah.
Guys, and what I love to show you, there is something, I'm telling you, something's going on, guys. CNN, CNBC, all these other outlets, because you cannot make up
This is borax. Melted. It's just a little bit there, but that's what it does. Whether it can be made and casted, don't know. So with the ones that I've done and some quite a few other ones, you have to see in the previous videos, but just from these and about 20 big ones or so, that's what the sediment, after drying it out, how much that I've collected, 2.6 grams, 1.5 ounce is 38 grams and 16 grams. It's like a little more than a half ounce. 26 grams.
is that
26 grams and 38 grams. But that goes separate from the gold bars and the silver bars. It'll melt in the furnace. Whether it's palladium and platinum together, it don't matter. They're still the same price when you try to sell them. So that's 3 ounces that I would throw into the furnace, and it might turn out to be just a 2 ounce bar. So this is the first runs from the LEDs. It's a 1.5 ounce. This is a 1.2 ounces. It's a little different color. It's the same separation of the breakdown of the alloys with the LEDs. You know, as the cell phones. See, we got basically 2 different types of sediment. But it can all go in the furnace together, or I can just take this and separately melt it with, you know, other projects of the same thing. But that's what I've been doing, is, you know, same projects. This is a green and IC chips, fingerboard green, blue. This is a white sediment. So this might be a palladium or platinum. Palladium. It's a semi-hydrate. That means it was not dissolved in hydrochloric. But whatever the hydrochloric dissolved turned into a semi-hydrate, like right here. The lighter greenish color is a hydrate, and this is a semi-hydrate or nitrate if you're using nitric. So this is the LED comparison. The 2 that I've taken off from the LEDs. They're not just LEDs. There's a lot of camera chips in there too. I just been saying LEDs because they're mostly LEDs. And silver, there is silver in LEDs. But the last electrocuting of the LEDs was for about 40 hours, and that's all the sediment that it produced. So the next step will be, because there's just not that much, the next will be incineration for the LEDs. Maybe the plastic will burn off, and then I'll electrocute them again. This is 2 runs on the rewriter. So Zelensky is already in the United States.
President Trump's meeting with Putin and with
He owns
no ceasefire.
He owns homes
And what does Putin want?
in Florida, assets in the United States.
Things. First of all, if you recall, there's no way you can have a
And
meeting
he's
like
saying,
that.
well, he's
We never
coming
said there was
to
going to be a deal coming
the
out of
United
the meeting
States, and
because the
he's
Ukrainians
already
are not there.
here.
This
He
is a
owns
war between two
properties, and
countries,
he's
it's not
probably
America. It's Ukraine and Russia. We met with the Russian side. We've spoken repeatedly with the Ukrainian
running
side. We'll see them again
operations.
tomorrow in person along with our allies in Europe. So
the real colluding, the real collusion was with HRC and Zelensky in Ukraine.
Territorial lines are going to be questions about.
So this LED was reverse electric bleeder. This is my material from the MLCCs. Okay, so the important part out of the MLCCs, I hit it with nitric acid or hydrochloric, but after I extracted whatever metals that I was looking for out of the MLCCs, I had some dirty hydrochloric that I couldn't clean up, and the only thing that worked with it was bleach. So I put the bleach in the hydrochloric and it dropped out this. It's light, it's pretty light, but this is a possible tantalum. It's orange. So this was stripped off, through chemical or however process, and it's only an ounce of whatever it would be after it comes out of the induction furnace. This might not even survive the induction furnace. It was just a test. So this is all the metals recovered and chemicals too after chemically processing scrap electronics. So you see here is another bleach drop right here. So it's from cementing out and dropping out from hydrochloric and nitric. But see the similarity from the just electrocuting it compared to what it takes to get this. So this has to go in separately or combine it in a doré or something, but either way it's going to melt or it's going to disappear, or it's just not going to go in there, because I don't need to put all of it in there. Because I don't need to melt the base metals and whatever else, but these darker ones, if they melt, there's silicon, so there's all the micro components off the PCBs. And when you're scraping them off and stuff, you're still going to get pins and the pads and everything. you're still stripping them off too. So they, so this is prior to 5 years ago. And it's been sitting here for 5 years, so I have to melt it. And determine which is gonna melt, or the good stuff that came out of a truckload of scrap electronics. So these two are the IC chips. Heavy. A lot of good metals in there. This is the garbage of the IC chips. Or there's still stuff in there, but mostly it's base metals that I've classified, and processed, and that's the fiberglass recovered from IC chips. It's extremely light, but there was still metals in there, and I've recovered most of them. Still some color in there. But that is from classifying IC chips. It's an assortment. So the important part that the professionals don't tell you is about the pads. And they come off of the components. Expose them. Fish. So this is some fingerboards. It's infected with gold. It's a blue color. Phone's overheating. Just like chemically processing, with hydrochloric, and you get nearly the same stuff, but it would go in the induction furnace, and so this only weighs, this big bag, a 1.3 ounce. So the weight on this one is pretty good, 1.5 ounce. This is a hydrate. It's a heavier 2.4 ounce, but it's a base metal. Well, could be a precious metal. because a hydrochloric didn't dissolve it. Partial base metal, or 2 base metals, or 3 precious metals, who knows. So that's 1.5, 1.2. It's the condition after electrocuting the hard drive PCB. It's crusting up like palladium. So it's just connected to that wire right there. That this is silver. The wire could be gold, and then it goes into a copper wire. Could be gold, and the plastic goes to the connectors, or silver. There's a chip right there. You scrape the chip off, goes with the IC chips. Scrape this off. Connector goes in with the pins and connectors. So this could be a palladium coating or something, or over aluminum, or don't know. These are the bigger DVD or hard drive. See the visible gold right there? A lot of gold right there. Pins and connectors. Take a razor blade to get that off of there, but once you electrocuted it, comes off easy. This is probably, could be just coated gold over copper. Looks like brass. That's what it looks like. It's another day. Saw the plastics, gold on the plastics. You get melted, incinerated. Some silver connectors in there. So that weighs 5 ounces almost. Whatever it'll turn out after incineration, we'll see. Just gonna electrocute them. The phone hasn't overheated yet, so let's see what happens. From the LG, put in here for right now with the Verizon. Lots of sparkles, a little bit of garbage. So I can put that in with the, this is the second run on the Verizon, or the first run. This is the first run. This is the second. So once it clears up, I'll dry it out in the frying pot. And then it goes in the induction furnace. And then it turns into a doré. And then crush the doré up and classify the doré. Put the TCL. And LG. So there's a little bit of, so I'll put this, and this will outweigh the what's in here, and then I'll be able to siphon it off.